Hey everyone, today we're gonna learn how to get 1 million views on your very first YouTube video. This is a comprehensive video on everything you need to know to make it happen. So I hope you're excited and let's get right into it. So the first step is to make it interesting. You want to make sure that your video is interesting and captivating enough for viewers to watch the whole way through. Try to avoid talking about boring things like politics or diseases, and instead talk about more compelling things like music or comedy shows. A hack to keep your viewers reeled in and engaged the whole way through your video is to use rewards and punishments. Make sure you clearly say at the beginning of the video that if you successfully complete the goal, at the end of the video there's gonna be a reward, like they will see a shiny Lamborghini or some other cool vehicle. Conversely, make sure you say that you will suffer a punishment if you do not successfully complete the challenge. This could be anything like eating a spicy pepper or slitting a vein-heavy part of your body. So the next one is make an impression. Since this is your first YouTube video, it will always be there when people scroll through your channel all the way to the bottom of it. So you want to make sure that you create a good first impression and kind of start your channel off with a bang. Try to do something that would really surprise your viewers. Like instead of eating a package of Oreos, you could eat like 6 or 7 or 10. Or you could eat a large amount of some other food like a fruit, like a bunch of bananas or a smaller fruit, but even more of them, like a raspberry or a blackberry. Maybe you could eat some kiwi with the skin on, a whole bunch of them, or a large amount of pineapple, because then it makes your tongue tingle. You could try eating honeydew. I never tried it, but that's also adds to kind of like the novelty effect. You could try pears, peaches, or apricot. I think they're a similar fruit. I don't know. Make juice of it, like juice a lemon and drink a lot of that juice. A gallon of lemon juice. You could try that. Or instead of a fruit, you could go for a vegetable. Be like a carrot, tomato. Maybe that's also a fruit. Like a potato. Just a big bag of them. Like you ate a huge bag of potatoes. Or spinach without cooking it. Straight spinach, a bag, 2 bags of it, or 3, or something more fresh like lettuce, romaine lettuce, or like baby spinach is also kind of like a lettuce kind of thing, or an onion. You ate a room full of onions and garlic, and not just like a clove, like the whole satchel, or kale, maybe asparagus. You could eat a whole just line of asparagus, line them out and eat that whole thing, and then see the aftermath of that. Or radish, more of a cult vegetable. Or cabbage. You could try Brussels sprouts if you're in Belgium. Or forget the fruits and vegetables. Try like a more starchy, like a bread. like you could try a sourdough bread, maybe a rye bread if you know how to bake it. You baked a bunch of rye bread. White bread is another one you could try, or pita, depending on kind of your religion. Naan, which some people say is naan bread, but it's just naan. I think you could eat just the biggest naan. Bagel, or a brioche bread, like a kind of like that sweet bread. I ate the most flat bread. Could be a nice first video if you're running out of space in your room, because it's more of a two-dimensional, this flat bread. Or just a tortilla. You could try that. Depending on your geographics, you could also try a crumpet. I never tried that. I heard soda bread is like could be a really cool novelty thing. Just try a bunch of soda bread. I don't even know what that means. I think it means they use soda in the mix. Or you could try like a grain, like the most amount of rice. I ate a bunch of rice. Or oats. Could even push it as far as I ate a whole bag of quinoa. Which I would never do that because I'm not that big of a fan of it. Buckwheat, you could try. Any other kind of grainy spelt, which I think they make crackers out of that. So have water on hand, you know. Amaranth, it's a fancy one. If you're more of a upscale YouTube channel, like a uptown fancy class, you could try einkorn for you Germans out there. If it's easier for you to access that would definitely be like a really kind of a nice, just German vibe. If you're going for more of a, like, you could go for more of a dairy route, like a milky, just a milk. Maybe you fill the bath with milk. Got in that milk bath. Yogurt. Or just butter. There's a bunch of types of creams you could try. Just regular cream, light or heavy, or sour. Cottage cheese is my favorite for breakfast. Or kefir, I like to drink that, the blueberry flavor. You could try buttermilk, which is kind of it's like after milk, but just before it becomes butter. Or evaporated milk, which I don't get how evaporating milk makes it so sweet. Somehow it becomes really sweet. Condensed milk also, which I think is just the opposite of evaporated. Mascarpone, kind of, if you're in Italian. Or ghee. That's a really cool, like, buttery kind of thing, but not really butter. I don't know how to make it. I think that's a thing in India. You could eat a labne if you're a Lebanese. Almost has the same letters in both of in the place that it's from. Labne, Lebanon. It's kind of like a yogurt, a strained yogurt. It's really nice. You could eat, if you're into it, you could eat that. More of a leafy thing you could do, like a water grass. I drank water with water grass while on the grass. You could try that. Or mustard, which is not just a sauce, it's also a leaf. Or endive. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's kind of the challenge, you know. You would have to eat a lot of that. Maybe bok choy for a more Asian twist. Or pak soy. Or I think it's called tat soy. I don't even know. Or pak choy. One of those. You could try eating just 100 pak choys. Forget the kind of the legumes. Instead, forget the vegetables. Instead, go for legumes. Like a black bean. Eat 10 cans of black beans. Or a lentil soup. Prepare the biggest like bowl of lentil soup. Maybe make it spicy. Or cannellini beans. Or cannelloni beans? It's kind of like an Italian also. Mung beans. But I heard those smell just really bad. Black-eyed peas. Which, you know, I heard it tastes good. Or sound good, I don't know. Could try red lentils. Or just straight up peanuts. Just a nut. Just a peanut. Or a edamame. Which is kind of like the peanut of Japan. Or a green lentil if you're not into red foods. Maybe you have OCD. Or white beans if you're not into, you know, whatever you may be. For any reason you may pick that type of bean. Sounds cleaner. You could try eat a more of a protein based, like you know, the usual. I ate a full chicken, or I ate a full cow, or I ate a full T-bone steak. Or like duck. Could try venison or bison, any of the sons. You could eat quail and egg. I ate a quail and its eggs. That would cause a bang. Or goose. You could try goose or foie gras, which I think is like a really fatty goose neck or something. You could try veal or or kangaroo if you're down south. Maybe elk if you're a fan of Joe Rogan. Venison? I'm not sure if I said that one. Just try to find an emu and eat it. I found an emu and I ate it. That would cause a sensation. Or a horse that was already dead, because you can't really kill those for views. Or try any of these animals' eggs, you know, a chicken egg, a turkey egg. An ostrich lays eggs. Maybe a pheasant, if you have access to a farm with pheasants. Guinea fowl. It's kind of like a guinea pig, but different. Oh, dove. You could eat a bunch of dove eggs. No one did that. People always just see them. They never eat their eggs. Or just find a pigeon nest. I have a friend, he has a pigeon right outside his balcony. Find a pigeon nest and eat their eggs. And that's the thumbnail. It's just their eggs and you eating them. Or maybe more of a like a cool sounding bird, like a robin or a woodpecker. I'm sure those lay eggs. I ate woodpecker eggs. Or you forget the eggs, you know. There's also the opposite of a bird is a fish. You could go eat a bunch of like sashimi. I ate a platter of tuna and salmon sashimi. And shrimp, like that sweet shrimp. Sometimes they kind of bathe it in vinegar. Or even without that, the vinegar. More of a like a earth, like more of like a factory, how do you say that, like more of a basic fish, like a cod or a trout. Maybe you could go for like a halibut. I ate mahi-mahi the other day, but you want to make sure that it's like the full mahi-mahi for it to really cause a bang. Could try a swordfish. I did a sword fight with swordfish and then I ate them. That could be your first video. Of course, we got the tentacle ones, like a squid or a octopus, or just like a shellfish, like a clam. Mussel. If you're not allergic, really try to avoid eating something you're allergic to, unless the allergic reaction is funny and is good for a thumbnail. Or it could be like a more complicated food. It doesn't have to be a basic animal or plant. It could be like a made thing, like a pizza. The world's smallest pizza, and it's a telescope zooming into the pizza, and then the zoom in, and it's like a nice pizza with tiny pepperonis on it, and the pepperonis are just cells, like that's how small it is. The same goes for a hamburger, but then you would have to figure out how to assemble it. Or you could eat the biggest hamburger or the most amount of hamburgers, and you just have a plate with like 10 hamburgers. and onion rings without cooking them, like just raw onion rings, just onions with just battered onion. Spring rolls also, or an egg roll maybe, or if you're in Latin America, you could eat a very like spiced empanada, or a paella without fish, just yellow rice. Or shepherd's pie, which I ate recently. Just make sure it's really like either really tasty or really not tasty, and a lot of it. You could go more minimalistic though, like you could go for a raisin. Like I chopped up a raisin into as fewest pieces. It's just a really chopped up raisin, and you eat every part individually. Or a prune, like a dried prune, or a date, maybe like banana chips if you're vegan. You could go for dried mango. It's a big one in Mexico, I believe, with like chili, like a chili dried mango, or like a dried herb, like a pasta mix, or oregano, just pasta mix. I heard there's a thing called dried pasta, where you just dry the pasta and then you eat it. You could do that. I ate dry pasta. Something like that. Or a dumpling, like a pierogi, which I don't know where that is from. It's either like a Hungarian thing, or I don't know. It sounds Italian, but I had that recently. It tasted really good. Gyoza, the OG dumpling, or a siomai, like in those dim sum restaurants. Eat a big I never saw a big siomai, like a really big one. That could be a thing. Ravioli is also kind of technically a dumpling, right? Pack a ravioli to the size where it's a calzone almost, and eat that. Sambusa also is kind of wrapped thing. Recently I've been eating samosa. You could really try that. Samosas, and add some salt to it, or not even add salt. Just eat the samosa. Just straight up, no sauce. I ate a samosa with no tamarind sauce. Could be a thing. Maybe French fries, just straight up like that. Chicken nuggets, straight from McDonald's or different fast food places. Just straight up nuggets from all the fast food places. I ate all the nuggets, and it's all the fast food places and also all the supermarket places. And you just have a huge compilation of all of that. or a taco. I attacked a taco, and it's like a big taco dressed as a person in a taco costume, and you attack it. Deep fried chicken is one of my favorites. You could eat. Go for like the type of chicken. Like I ate a bunch of drumsticks, or I ate 12 thigh chicken, deep fried chicken thigh. Also you could eat a gyro with tzatziki on it. I'm a really big fan of that. If you have access to fried rice establishments like Panda Express or something like that, definitely try to do something like that. That's a big one. If you don't have access to like refrigeration, you could eat a fermented food, maybe like a kimchi. I ate fermented kimchi or sauerkraut, which is like German kimchi. Kombucha is a big one, which is fermented. You drank a gallon of kombucha. And for all you vegans out there, tempe is also fermented. So write that down. Maybe actually, I read recently pickles are fermented. Pickles, I heard, have a fermentation in them. And maybe a wine. Some cheeses are fermented. You could combine cheese with wine in a fancy thing if you're like a fancy book club. I ate all the fermented cheeses and I drank a bottle of wine. Or beer. I drank a liter of beer. Or soy sauce. Soy sauce, and you could take shots of soy sauce. 10, 20 shots of soy sauce. Go crazy. For all you halal people out there, of course you can have a bunch of options. Kebab. Maybe buy your own like thing and grind the meat right out the thing, and the thumbnail is like this, and you're grinding the meat right into your mouth. Like, I ate a whole kebab, the thing with the stick with the meat on it. I ate a whole kebab patch animal, and the thumbnail is like that. It's a close up of the face, and you're going like, or something to kind of capture people's attention. We have this thing called Turkish pizza, which I think is called lahmacun or something. You could try that. It's not much of a pizza. Pide. I'm a really big fan of pide. Dolma or simit. These are big even internationally, outside of Turkey or any of those countries. You could try those. Any other type of kebab, to be honest. Adana kebab or something like that. If you're into kind of sauces and stews, you could try just a regular old bolognese. Spaghetti bolognese, but in a big bowl, in a big pan of bolognese. Alfredo fettuccine is the classic. Carbonara. Very fatty. Maybe before and after picture of you. I ate 20 carbonaras, and it's a before and after picture of your body weight in the pointed at the scale, or of your belly, to see what the effect is. Or gnocchi, just a basic pesto gnocchi. And maybe the twist is the pesto is a different color, like it's a pink pesto. Pink pesto. Or you could try orzo salad. Orzo. It's a tiny kind of like pasta looking into like a rice. It's actually pretty fun. You can make exactly 20 orzo pellets and put them on your face. Try to balance them somehow. There's this thick pasta. I don't remember if it's rigatoni or bucatini, but you could make that amatriciana, which is my favorite recipe recently, which is like a tomato kind of bacon thing. But that all sounds really Italian, you know. We could go more Asian with the noodles, like a ramen or a udon. I tried soba recently. Hard for me to tell the difference. Or a pho. Not sure how to pronounce that. I think it's pho. I don't know. Chow mein, lo mein. Actually, now that I think about it, noodles, Italians have a lot of noodles. Farfalle. There's this thing called tom yum noodles. I don't know if that's like Korean or Indonesian or something. But I'm sure I'll be a big fan of it. Maybe like a goreng, nasi goreng, which is fried rice, but it's like in a different style. Just a 4 plates of nasi goreng or bami goreng, which I think is fried noodles, which I've tried, and let me tell you, it's really delicious. You just have to kind of add your own twist, like really a lot of it. You could try just a dessert, like a pie. Those nice homey like apple pies. Reminds me of Christmas with the crisscross on top. Try to add the crisscross on top of the apple pie and play checkers on it, or chess. I played chess on an apple pie. Maybe like a shepherd's pie. Oh, that's a whole different take on pies. It's more of a savory. Or a blueberry pie, peach pie, rhubarb, very aromatic. Coconut cream pie. I like that one with the like coconut shavings. It adds a bit of texture. If you're in Mississippi, you could try a Mississippi mud pie. Mississippi is such a nice, like a fun word to say, especially on a YouTube title. Be like Mississippi mud pie madness. and you have just a couple Mississippi mud pies. Or you could go health-wise, the other way. Could try like a salad, you know, a Caesar salad or a Greek salad, caprese, which is the one I've been eating recently a lot. Kind of you add just tomatoes and mozzarella di bufala cheese. Could try a Cobb salad or a Waldorf salad. I always wondered, maybe you ate Waldorf salad at a Waldorf Astoria hotel, you know? Or a Niçoise salad. Some people call it just a Nicoise salad. If you're not in France. Caesar salad, the classic. I don't know if that was named after Julius Caesar. Maybe if you're a history channel, you just ate a ton of Caesar salad with the croutons. Chef salad, which some people say that that's just an excuse to add a bunch of random ingredients to a salad and sell it. But I don't know about that. You can make your own chef salad. I made my own chef salad, and the thumbnail, and it has like a random thing in it, like an eye, and people are like, why is there an eye in that chef salad? Or a BLT sandwich with a like not on stock bread. I don't like that. I don't like BLT sandwiches on stock bread unless it's toasted. That bacon, lettuce, tomato. You could try a club sandwich, which is kind of also like a ambiguous sandwich. Maybe you could try a club sandwich at a club, at a nightclub. Or 4 club sandwiches at 4 different clubs. Grilled cheese sandwich, Philly cheesesteak, pulled pork sandwich. My favorite really is the tuna salad sandwich, which is the one I always get at Subway. Egg salad sandwich, you know, which is kind of just add tuna and then you got a tuna salad sandwich, you know. Is plus protein. It's basically the same. Try a meatball sub or a pastrami sandwich. Cuban. Had a really good Cuban sandwich in a gas station a couple of years ago. Croque Monsieur, which is like a really big sandwich with a bunch of stuff on it. I can't remember if Croque Monsieur or Croque Madame was the sweet one, but I did like it. It was a cool combination of stuff. Or was it Monte Cristo? You could try a Monte Cristo. I ate 10 Monte Cristo sandwiches at the top of Monte Cristo. I think that's a mountain. I don't know. Maybe a more liquidy, like a soup, chicken soup, tomato soup, minestrone, maybe, or a clam chowder. You could fill a bathtub with gazpacho. I filled a bathtub with gazpacho, and the thumbnail is you being like this in the bathtub, and it's clearly gazpacho in the tub. Split pea soup, beef stew. I don't know what beef split peas are. I don't know if it's one like a normal peas and then they're cut in half and suddenly they're split peas. You could try just a basic miso soup, which is just that that basic like salt water they give you at a Japanese restaurant. Kind of cloudy. Like a corn chowder or a clam chowder, some other type of chowder. Really beyond me, whoever ordered that at a restaurant. But that's kind of what makes it interesting for a YouTube title. Pumpkin soup. Just the onion soup, and the top is really cool melty cheese. And people love that. People love the melty cheese. Also very trendy right now is snacks, foods like just a Lay's or any other potato chip. I really like salt and vinegar chips, salt and vinegar popcorn. Try the biggest bag you could find. I bought the biggest bag I could find of trail mix, and make sure it has those M&Ms in it. So my requirement for a good trail mix is M&Ms and raisins and cashews. If it has M&Ms, raisins, cashews, and peanut, and of course, like, you know, some other nuts like macadamia and the one that looks like a brain, then that's just a perfect trail mix for me. I'm also really into beef jerky. My dad made his own beef jerky, like a peppery. Tortilla chips, and then you dip them. You dip all of them. You have a huge platter of just guacamole, and you dip all of the tortilla chips into it, and it just looks bizarre, right? And then you eat all of that. Or just hummus. Super spicy red hot hummus with pita bread. Maybe like a longer term, one of those like long term soups that really take a while to cook, like stews, like a lamb stew or an Irish stew or a goulash. I don't think a ratatouille is a stew, but it's definitely like a food with just a bunch of vegetables in it. I don't like it that much. I don't get that food. Maybe you had a ratatouille with all vegetables in it. I ate a ratatouille and it has all the vegetables. And the picture is just a really colorful kind of mix of a bunch of vegetables. Or oxtail stew. I love oxtail. Maybe the picture is like an ox, and it's a scissors like this, and you're about to cut its tail off, and then the next picture is just a soup, and that part of it is in the soup. Or a pepper pot. Or booyah, which is a popular kind of sound to make. Also a popular like a song back in the day. But it's also like a stewy kind of thing. If you don't have time to do that, then just pick a easier thing, but definitely make it like more extreme in the quantity, like a red salsa, or a spinach dip. Try to make a canister of spinach dip. Just a bucket. I had a bucket of pico de gallo. Crab dip is also a good one, but that one is expensive for your first video. Bean dip may be a better alternative. Just it's gonna make you fart after, you know? So don't, like, if you eat a lot, people say there's this thing called avocado dip. Just call it guacamole, you know? What else? Like what? I also, same with tomato dip. Isn't that just straight up salsa? I guess you could like chop up tomatoes small, but as soon as you blend it, it becomes salsa. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a small salty tomato thing. I don't know. Like on top of a bruschetta. You could go, and this one is really like kid friendly. Is you have like you eat a bunch of peanut butter or Nutella, which is like a hazelnut spread, or just jam. A huge amount of jam. You buy 6 cans of jam and spread it all on the same kind of big loaf of bread. Vegemite, or the other one, the Marmite, it's kind of like a soy saucy thing. It's definitely like a big trend nowadays. You could do the same. A big loaf of flatbread or a tortilla, and just spread it with 3 cans of Vegemite and eat that. Or chimichurri. I ate chimichurri without the steak, which is still a really nice, like, kind of herby, lemony sauce. But you don't have to tell them that. Could eat a tapenade or anchovies spread, very salty. Instead of salty, you could go for sweet, like a chocolate cake, vanilla cake, cheesecake, tiramisu, maybe, like an apple pie, ice cream cake, but you gotta keep it refrigerated. Like a brownie cake. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm sure that's a thing. You just eat cookies or cupcakes or pudding. Try a creme brulee, like that one guy mentioned in High School Musical. Just fruit tarts, or just Pop Tarts even. A big spoonful of chocolate mousse, baklava, macaroons, cannoli, donuts, like mini donuts, and put them all in your fingers, maybe. Or churros, and maybe it's 5 churros that looks like a hand, and then each churro in the finger, it has a donut in it. Croissant, but I guess that's more of a pastry, like a Danish. I think it's called a Danish. Apple strudel. I'm a fan of that. eclair. A lot of sugar in that. So get ready. If you ate 5 of those, get ready for a sugar high. Beignet. Those have good rep. I think I already said baklava. I never had a scone. Maybe like a chocolate croissant, like a pain au chocolat, or collage. I think that's French. I don't know. Pardon my French, I guess. You could maybe even get away with not eating something that's made to eat, and instead it's like a condiment, like a spoonful of salt or a pepper. Definitely don't try cinnamon, because we know where that ended up, right? You could try just a sauce, like a ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, barbecue, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce. I always think of Worcestershire sauce, like, isn't it Worcestershire? Why'd you add all that spam in the middle of your sauce name? Try a hot sauce, sriracha. It's like a garlicky hot sauce. Relish. It's what they add on top of those hot dogs. I'm really into relish. I haven't had that in a long time. Try a tartar sauce. Buffalo. Thousand Island dressing, maybe. We got chili sauce, sweet chili, got hot chili sauce, buffalo sauce, ranch. Maybe bathe in ranch. Or aioli, but you'll be really oily after that. Hollandaise, which really has not much to do with Holland. I've never seen a thick bar of chocolate. Try to find one and maybe use it, or just gummy worms or gummy candy. Those sour worms, lollipop, a jelly bean. That black stuff, that black disgusting black candy licorice. Try to eat so much licorice and your mouth is really black and you're like this in the thumbnail, and maybe the challenge is to see if your poop becomes black. Maybe a taffy, like a Laffy Taffy, or those candies that you eat it and it makes a sound in your mouth, like it's crackly. Like, try to eat so much of that and then have like sound waves pop out in the thumbnail. I ate so many crackly candies that my eardrums burst, and it's someone like, because it's so crackly. Could try truffles or brittle, like a mint chocolate, or you could also just cover things in chocolate. You could cover a strawberry or a date or a nut in chocolate, and that becomes its own thing. You could even cover a roasted espresso bean in chocolate. you know? Or you could just go straight out of like the year 0 and just eat like a basic thing, like a barley or a millet. These are like the early grains, I believe, like a sorghum. Look it up. Maybe you can find a sorghum dispensary near you. Maybe a teff or a tritical or triticale, depending on where you are. Fonio, Frike, which I think is Jewish. I don't know. You could try Emmentaler cheese. These cheeses really stink. Maybe try making cheese out of your, maybe try to make cheese inside of your shoe. Cause sometimes shoes really stink. And I know my bouldering shoes kind of smell a little cheesy, you know? So maybe that could be like a cool, like I made cheese out of my bouldering shoes. You know, you got your pecans. 12, I ate 12 pecans every hour for 4 hours. You got, you know, the rest of the, I feel like I already said a lot of nuts, almonds, walnuts, cashews, pecans, hazelnuts. Haven't had pistachio in a while. Some people eat sunflower seeds, but I can't. There's no the reward to biting them. Like you do the whole process and you just get a tiny seed at the end. Just give me the seed, just naked. Or a Brazil nut or a pine nut, chestnut. Brazil nuts. Some people say that they can get you like kind of intoxicated. You shouldn't eat too much of them because they have some kind of like medicinal, like selenium in them or something. I don't know if coconut is technically is a seed, but that's pretty funny, right? Coconut. It has nut in it, but it's huge. I ate the smallest coconut and it's just like this and it's all hairy and like a coconut is. Pumpkin seed, a sesame seed, poppy seed, hemp. So kind of more of a funky seed. Talking about funky, you could eat a fungi. Like just a straight up mushroom. Be like, I ate a bunch of mushrooms. That could be your title. Portobello mushroom. Shiitake mushroom. Cremini mushroom. Enoki. Oyster mushroom. Those are pretty fun. Porcini mushroom. Or just a truffle. Very strong tasting, these truffles. You could try that. I heard one that has a lot of health benefits is lion's mane. And they're making tea out of that. You could drink a gallon of lion's mane tea. If you're like one of those brain wave channels. As your first video. The beech tree has its own mushroom. I think. Or maybe it grows out of the beech tree bark. I don't know what the deal is. But you could try that. If you have access to a beech tree. There's hedgehog mushrooms. I heard. Reishi mushroom. have really good health benefits. Or you could try a wood ear mushroom. So yeah, just keep those in mind, and let's move on to the next topic. Finally, we want to optimize our video for sharing. Try to make a video that people would want to share with their friends or family, either through, word of mouth, or maybe they would really want to write about it on a note that they pass on to a friend or something like that. Try to think what could I do in this video that will make the person watching the video want to tell another person also to watch the video. These are the key first steps to triggering virality within a video. And make sure that once you upload the video, that you send out a notification to your friends and family, either maybe through a RSS feed, and you can set up a Zapier integration to do that. So that was it for this video. That's how to get 1 million views on your first YouTube video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.